friends, it's Ms Piggy. Welcome to our art series called Hanging Out, where we hang out and hang up our art. I'm super excited to introduce our project of the day, which is called Flying Superhero Animals. Before I explain what the project is about, let's go over our values. The first one is respect yourself, respect your art, and respect your space. Let's get started, friends. Let's see what we need today. So for today, if you do have this on hand, it's just black construction paper. And if you don't have that, feel free to find some blank paper. These are actually just cutouts of paper plates. But whatever you have on hand. You'll also be needing a pencil, some scissors, some tape for later. And here I have some options for you, friends. You might need, if you don't have black construction paper, a black marker, or if you have black chalk, or a black crayon. I took off the wrapper, but it's up to you. Okay, friends, let's talk about our technique of the day, which is silhouette. An outline of an object uniformly filled in with black. So, the project is called Flying Superhero Animals. So friends, here's the first question. I want you to think about, what is your favorite animal? Like, if there's an animal that you can choose that you feel like you represent or you can connect with, what animal would you pick? So for example, I'll share my favorite animal, or the animal that I feel like represents me the most. Which is, can you guess it? Yeah, pig, right? So, I'm going to choose my superhero animal to be a pig. And what we're going to do from there is, once you pick your animal, you're going to turn it into a superhero by creating a silhouette of it. And we're going to eventually hang it up somewhere high up on a wall so that we can have our superhero animals flying in the sky. Let's get started, friends. So, if you have black construction paper, you can start off by, depending on how big you want to make this, you can start off by using your pencil to draw the shape and the contour, that means the outline of your animal. Okay? So whether you want to freehand draw this or trace an animal, that's all up to you, friends. So for me, I'll show both ways. So first I'm going to start by drawing a side profile of a pig. Side profile meaning if it's facing the side, you can see the side. Does that make sense, friends? Okay, so then it's up to you how you want to draw your animal. Maybe you want to add a cape. Maybe you don't want to add a cape. So you're going to start off by drawing the side profile. Its nose, and its body. And then if you can't really see where you're going with it, just kind of tilt and move your paper against the light so that you can see where you're going. You could also use a white crayon too. It's up to you, friends. See what works. And add a little tail. So once you have the outline of your animal, you can start by cutting it out. So with your scissors, just follow your outline. And don't feel like you have to cut it perfectly. If there's still some pencil showing, that's fine, because I'll explain that in a second. So just start off by cutting out your animal. I wonder what animals you're choosing, friends. And friends, maybe you have different animals that you feel like you connect with. So you also have the option, friends, of creating more than one kind of animal. Maybe you have family members too in your home that you can create animals that represent them as well. Here's my first one, it's a pig. As you can see closely, you see some pencils, right? Some of my outline and tracing. So what you can do from there is flip it, and then it becomes a silhouette. So there's my first flying pig. And from here, I'm gonna create probably 2 more pigs, because this is gonna be Ms Piggy. And then I'm gonna make another pig that represents my daughter, Pebbles, if you don't remember. And then another pig that represents my son, Doom, okay? And I'm gonna make one more animal that represents Mr. Dino. Some of you might have met him a long time ago too, at the art shows. So, we're gonna go along. I'm gonna just trace by layering my pig over another piece of black paper. So if you're doing this on blank paper, that's fine. It's the same concept. So you're gonna trace it here, I'll show you. You can draw your animal. And I'm actually just roughly tracing this outline. And it's okay if it's not perfect. But here we go with this pig on blank paper. And then what you can do is take another shape, another piece of paper, trace that as well. So it's kind of like a stencil too. And once again, it doesn't have to be exact. As I'm tracing, I'm not even really close to the stencil. And I'll show you an example of what I mean by that. So if you look closely, I just kind of created an outer layer. So from here I have 3 pigs. So I'm gonna cut these out too. What kind of things do you see flying in the sky from afar? Maybe they're not pigs. Maybe they're not silhouettes of animals. But there are some animals that do fly in the sky quite often. Around where I live, I see lots of crows. So this kind of reminds me of crows, but in a superhero pig style. So here's my other pig cut out. Once again, you could flip it so that you don't see the pencil showing. And then from there, I'm going to cut out my other option, which is just on blank white paper plate. So I had so many paper plates, friends, which I loved creating art on because they're so durable and strong. Cutting out, following the lines. And it's okay, once again, friends, if it's not perfectly perfect. There are no mistakes in art. Okay, here's my pig with pencil around it. So I'm just gonna flip it and voila. Okay, one more animal. Here I go. I'm going to draw a dinosaur. What's cool about this dinosaur and these pigs is that they fly. Here's my stencil, my dinosaur. So I'm just gonna cut this out. here's my dinosaur. When I flip it, it's awesome, okay? And here we go, friends. So from here, I want to show you different ways that you can actually create a silhouette, which we talked about here is uniformly filled in with black. So there are different ways to create your silhouette depending on what materials you have on at home. Therefore, let's take a look at what I have here. I have this black chalk that we can explore with. If you don't have chalk, you could try a black marker or a black pen even. Or if you have some crayons, you could take off the paper that surrounds it for this way of filling in. So we'll try different ways, okay? So I'm gonna test out, ooh, you know what would be cool is if we actually layered it too. So maybe I'll try this black marker first. So just go ahead and fill it in. And there's no right or wrong way of filling this in, friends. I just want to make sure that we fill the entire shape of your animal. So I'm literally just going back and forth, up and down, side to side. And I fill in my superhero pig. So friends, as you create your artwork, think about somewhere you might want to hang all your superheroes. And if you need some adult support, find someone, maybe they can help you hang it up in the way that you want. So here is my first layer using a black marker. But I'm curious what happens when I add some crayon right over it. I don't know, let's just try it out. I'm gonna use the edge of my crayon and just like do the same thing by filling it in. I just hold it down with your other hand while you layer it with your other hand. And once again, no particular order or way of doing this. What I'm doing is pressing down with one hand and taking my crayon and pulling away from it. That way I can make sure I get full coverage. Wow, okay, well this is me adding crayon over it. And I don't know if you could tell, but there's a cool waxy texture that just runs right all over it. You could feel it and see what it feels like. Alright, so I really like the way it looks actually. It looks cool. It kind of has like a rough and smooth texture at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is actually see what happens if I add this black chalk right over the crayon. Same concept, side of the chalk. Hold it down with one hand and pull away. Press down and pull away. Whoa. Alright. So this is what I have so far, which is kind of cool. You see all those lines? It's kind of like dusty. It kind of reminds me of the ground. So what I'm going to do right now is actually use my hand to just kind of rub it in and blend. Wow, it really feels cool. Like it adds a thickness to the paper that wasn't there before. So after that, oh, it's really cool. I really like where that is, so I'm gonna leave that there. And then now I'm going to probably do the same thing. I wanna layer all these again. So I'm gonna take my marker, same deal, hold down and just pull away and fill in my silhouette. friends, this activity, I'm hoping inspires you all to feel empowered. Sometimes we don't feel like things can happen, but the more we believe and continue to practice and put in energy and work towards your goals, it can happen. So this is just a fun way of representing your superpowers through your animal forms and displaying it somewhere in your home where you could be reminded of just how powerful you are. Because you all are. Okay, I did my marker. I'm going to add my crayon, and then I'm going to add the chalk right after. Same deal, press down and pull away with firm pressure. And then my last layer of chalk, I'm just dabbing it in a sense. Here we go. And I'm just gonna use my hand, my finger to blend to create a cohesive, embedded texture. Alright, I think I have all of my superhero animals. Alright friends, I hope you find a cool place to hang all of your art so that you can be inspired. Okay friends, thank you for joining me. Take care, superheroes.